goes aside from my soul. There goes aside now there goes aside from my soul. There goes aside from my soul. There goes aside, there goes aside. There goes aside from my soul. I think the four angels just walk by. I think the four angels just walk by.
Hi, it's Majam here and welcome to this pit build. So this house is actually a house I've built a while ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And, well, I'm really attached to this house because, well, this house has actually an entire story behind it. Because I remember exactly the day I've built it. It was a Wednesday, and I'm sure of this date because, well, on Wednesday I used to go to a friend's house during the afternoon and we would spend the entire afternoon talking about our sims, showing us our builds and talking about them, and, well, that was a really nice time when we were doing that. And, well, usually my friend was either at school or working during the morning, and, well, on Wednesday I wasn't doing anything. So I tried not to launch my game in Wednesday mornings because I knew that I would spend the entire afternoon playing it, and, well, it wasn't fair to my friends, so I tried not to launch my game. But that Wednesday I woke up and I felt really inspired, because at the time I was really into building modern houses and I was watching a lot of pictures of modern houses and all that. And this house is actually inspired from two different houses, one for the front, another one for the back. And for the back, actually, it's a pure copy of the original house. And unfortunately, I can't find them back on Google because that's where I found them. I just typed, I think, contemporary homes or something like that, and I found out those pictures and I took my inspiration from that. And, well, I launched my game for this house, and I think 30 minutes or 40 minutes after the exterior of the house was done. But the thing is with this house, even though I was really proud of the exterior, I wasn't satisfied with how I've laid out the rooms inside. And so since I've built it the first time, I really wanted to go back and build it again so that I could do better in the exterior. Oh, not the exterior, the interior of the house, sorry. So yeah, I just wanted to go back, and finally, because now school is over, I don't work during the holiday, so I have a lot of free time, so I used this time to finally build again this house and do something better than I did before. So yeah, so this is the house. As you can see, this is a pretty big house, and this is actually the first ever house I've built that big. Because usually I built, well, starter homes or small houses. But for this one, I really wanted to go for that big, and well, usually my houses end up being worth, I think, around 60 to 80,000 simoleons, but this one is worth 2,020 simoleons. No, 220,000 simoleons, that's it. 220,000 simoleons. So it's a really expensive house. And this was actually the first ever house that was worth that much that I've built. So also for this pit build, I've cut off some of the footage where I'm pulling all the plants outside because, well, I've spent a lot of time doing that and I didn't want it to have this entire pit build be... Well, actually I had, I think, 5 hours of footage and I didn't want it to cut this pit build in 2 parts, so I just cut off some of the moments where I put all the plants because I've spent a lot of time, as I said, doing that. And well, you got the basic shape of it, you know that I'm putting some plants here and there you go. So that wasn't actually what I wanted to show for this house. I really wanted to show the exterior and the interior because this is, well, what is the most important in a house, I think. How you put all the rooms together, how you well, how you build a house actually. So yeah, I've cut some of the footage of the exterior. And to be honest, this is really weird to be talking on a video, you know. I mean, I'm talking on some of my videos now because this is something I want to do. If you don't know, I'm French and I would like to get better at talking in English, and I'm still not really comfortable talking in English. Maybe you can guess it right now. But yeah, I really would like to get better, and well, I think talking over a speed build is something really interesting to do in order to get better at talking, but I don't know, I'm still quite uncomfortable because I always think, well, you can see what I'm doing right now. You can see that, well, I'm putting wallpaper and then I'm putting windows. But you know, sometimes I have an idea or something I want to talk about, but I don't know, I still feel quite uncomfortable talking on videos. That's why most of my speed builds or time-lapse builds, I'm not talking on them because, well, I don't really know what to say. And sometimes I just write down what I want to say so that I'm sure that I'm not saying anything stupid or just, well, rambling. But I don't know, I just want to share some of the ideas I had while building. And I remember when I first built this house for the fountain, that was actually the first time I've experienced things with the fountains. I'm not really used to do fountains and all that in the game, but for this house that was actually the first time I did a fountain. So this is a small one, but it's just to show off that the house is really, well, I mean, the person who lives into the house, I think, would be really wealthy and successful in life. So, well, having a fountain, I think, is something that show off that. And actually, while building, I completely forgot that there was those plants that looked more like plants that grew into the desert, because I'm building this house in Oasis Springs. That's why I've put palm trees and all those little cactus all around. And I've actually completely forgot about those. And afterwards, I tried to put a bit more all around, because as you can see around in the neighborhood, there's those palm trees and those, you know, with picks, you know, the plants with picks, so, you know, like cactus or things like that. I'm trying to put all of those around. And also, I think this is the biggest pool I've ever built. But you know, this is a really, really big house, and this house was actually the first big house I've built. So now we're moving on to the interior, sorry. And, well, I've hesitated a lot for the interior. And I really wanted to build some kind of a mezzanine inside because, well, there's a lot of windows, there's a lot of lights coming out of those. And I really wanted for this house to feel open, so that's why I've put a mezzanine. But through these stairs, you can't actually go to the bedrooms and all that. I'm gonna put the next stairs in a little while. And so you have two ways to go upstairs. There's this first stairs where you can go to the mezzanine and the office. And then you have this second stairs where you can accede to all the bedrooms and the bathroom. So for the entry, I wasn't really sure what to do. I thought it was kind of weird to just come into the house and see the dining table already, so I've put this wall so that, it can give a little bit more privacy into the dining room, but also gives that feel that you're coming inside the house and you are in an entirely different room than being in the dining room and then the living room and the kitchen. So all those rooms are one single room, but they are separated either through the stairs or through a wall or things like that. So this way there's privacy for those rooms. And for the color theme in the interior of the house, I went for something really white. I can't really explain why. I just wanted to have something really open and light inside, because this is how I see this house. I see it kind of like floating in the air. So for the kitchen, I wasn't really sure what to do, because this is a really, really big kitchen, but I really wanted it to look like it's a modern kitchen, and also like the owner of the house wouldn't really go really often into this room, except maybe for taking breakfast or things like that. And so I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just put those counters against that wall because, well, this is the plain wall and that looked better this way. And as well, I went for something really white just to keep this modern feel and this light feeling of the house. And usually I put a lot of decorations inside the kitchen, but for this one I didn't put a lot, just because I wanted it to feel really open and like there's not a lot of activities inside. At that bench beside the pool, I thought was really nice because, well, when you come back from the pool, sometimes you just like to sit and dry under the sun, and, well, I thought this bench would be nice. And yeah, for this space, I didn't really know what to do. First, I was thinking maybe putting a sofa or maybe just a table. But then, because there's the stereo not that far from it, from this space, I was thinking maybe this would be the perfect space for people to dance if the owner would throw a party or something like that. So yeah, I just put some carpets, or not carpets, some rugs that came with the Get Together expansion pack, and just played with that. You know, like a dance floor or something. So now we're moving on to the upstairs, and there's actually 2 bedrooms upstairs, and there's one also downstairs, and we're going to come back to this one just now. And now that I'm thinking of it, I could have done a butler's room, but I went for a little boy's room, and I'm using a lot of objects and items that came with the Parenthood game pack. And actually for the wall, that was an accident. I was pressing the Alt key that allows you to paint an entire wall without building an entire room. And because this room is cut off between 2, only this part of the wall was painted with this new wallpaper that came with the Parenthood game pack. And I thought that was really nice because, well, this could separate the, well, desk space and the really room and play space, you know, where the child would sleep and play and all that. So yeah, I thought it turned out well. And I was also thinking that this little boy would be really into Void Critters, so that's why I've put a lot of posters and little images of Void Critters all around. And I've also used one of the new doors that came with the Parenthood game pack. And first I was thinking that this would look weird inside the quite formal and fancy living room, but then, well, this little boy would think, well, who cares, this is my bedroom, I want to be downstairs. So yeah, turns out quite well, I think. And now we're moving on to the second bedroom, and this is actually a toddler bedroom, and I was going for the feel of, well, this room would be a little girl's bedroom. So I went quite stereotypical with the colors because I went blues for the boy and with reds for the little girl. But I don't know, I felt that this would be nice. And as well, for this little space, I was actually thinking of some kind of a family space, a family room where the parents could read to their children, spend some time with their children. And that's why I've used more like this sofa that came with the Parenthood game pack, because it's not looking really modern, but it's looking quite comfy, and I was thinking that the parents would like to spend some time with their children over there, away from all the fancy stuff all around the house. And so now we're moving on to the parents' bedroom. So this one is really, it's simple. There's not a lot of personality in it. This is more a room to show off their money, because this bed is actually, I think, the more expensive bed. And yeah, I've also made a walk-in wardrobe, because for me this is something that's only wealthy people have. So yeah, I really wanted for them to have a walk-in wardrobe. And I've also finally used the vanity table, because I don't use them really often. For me, this is something that only wealthy people have. And I know this is stereotypical or just an idea that I have, but I don't have a vanity. I've never had, my mother never had as well. I think my grandmother had one, I think, maybe. I'm not sure. But for me, this is something that only wealthy people have, so finally I made a use of it. So this is cool. And of course there's a ensuite, I think this is how it's called. This is a master bathroom linked to the bedroom, so you have to come into this bedroom to finally go into the master bathroom. And of course there's a main bathroom just on the other side of the corridor. And first I thought that this wallpaper would look weird, but I really like the tile on them. So yeah, I just wanted to use it just because of the tile. They're looking so nice. And of course I've used the more expensive bathtub. And so for this space I didn't really know what to do with it, but I also, just like the other space, I wanted to go for something quite family-ish, you know, with a family feel. And well, I was thinking that this space would be the place where all the children would play with their parents, maybe reading or studying, because I was really thinking that here would be living a family, you know, like scientists, or maybe not businessmen or businesswomen, maybe more scientists or things like that, because I'm gonna put a telescope on the roof, on this roof actually. And I was really seeing a family of really smart sim living in here. And there's also a lot of objects that will allow your sim to work on their skills. There's going to be this table where you can build objects. There's going to be also an easel. There's of course the piano. There's also the pool. I'm going to put also a yoga mat, and you know those little chair where you can meditate on. Oh, and as well, I've put a microscope on here because, well, this is the office on the top of the house. This is, I think, the biggest room of all. And, well, this is the perfect place to build, I don't know, to put an office. I could have placed a room, you know, a bedroom in here, but that would have been weird, you know? I don't know. For me, it would have been weird anyway. So this is the layout of the house that I choose, but if you're seeing something different, please feel free to download the house and do something different, and don't forget to share it with me. I would be really interested to see what you've done with this house. And so finally, for this mezzanine, I didn't really know what to do with it. I wanted to go for maybe a little bit more private living room, but then the one downstairs was really nice, so I just looked up for something to do inside here, and then I came up to this bubble blower, and I was thinking maybe the family living here would throw some parties, and that would be the perfect space to, well, have some quality time with your friends around the bubble blower. And maybe this space, because there's going to be children, I think, in this house, maybe this space wouldn't be allowed for children, and you know, maybe the children would like to go inside this room and, well, not obey their parents' order. So yeah, so now we're moving on to the last bathroom, which I think is the main bathroom. And well, I think I'm gonna leave you here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for all the awkward moments. I'm just trying out new things and trying to get better at talking on videos. So I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to download this house and share what you think of it. And yeah, I will talk to you very soon.